Hello, hello. I was flying all over the place where I throw cards and didn't want to move. And maybe there's somebody, oh boy, the cards too. Is this the deck? Maybe somebody's intractable, doesn't want to move. Could be you, could be me, could be us. Could be somebody around us. You know, some energy around us that we can't kick off. Could be Rue. You know, and could sometimes that delay, when you can't move, is actually works in our favor. That there's something that would be premature otherwise. You know, the unbaked cake. You don't want to eat raw dough. You need to wait for something to cook. Let's see. I've been away a couple of days, so it's good to see you. Oh, shit. Four of Pentacles. Can't move. Pentacles. You know, I'm stuck here. It may be in my everyday life. There's something fearful. I'm contracted against, you know, what are we afraid of? That puts us up in this tower. You know, it's really inaccessible. We can't get out. Nobody can get in. See, there's the actual tower in the background. It's kind of inviting the tower. I'm stuck. And eventually the universe says, you know, universe, however you conceive that, I'll unstick you. Hang on to your hat. This person may be trying to kind of lock it down, lock something down, so they can be secure and sure of it. It may have to do with their money, where they live, just their sense of stability. But whatever it is, they're fighting the change. Trying to lock it down. Don't want to move. What are the energies keeping us, or this person, fearful and insecure? There's an opportunity to move forward. But it will require a choice, you know, to let go. There's a card of holding back, of holding on to what has made somebody feel secure. And now, an opening. The possibility for it, the possibility to choose a new way, a new path that involves movement and creativity, all attributes of Wands. And it's sort of, you know, maybe stuck in a 3D situation that has made us feel safe, made somebody feel safe. Safe at great cost. Look at the darkness of this landscape. Duck and cover versus open. You know, kind of, okay, some cards just fell out of the... Moving right along. Open to what's to come, and with the ability to have the freedom of choice, to pick the path forward. But there's a block. Two of Swords. You know, there's certainly some crossroads here. And some kind of knowledge that it's like having to acquire the knowledge, sword energy, you know, of what to do, one's energy to liberate ourselves. Somebody really is genuinely stuck. They're at a crossroads. They need to make a choice. And somehow they're shutting down the possibilities. Because they're afraid. Tight as a tick, just, you know, What's the deal? What are we afraid of? What is this person afraid of? There's great opportunity for like innovation and creativity and warmth and Four of Wands. Opposite energies. I'm locked down by myself in a tower. There's no entry point. There's no exit. Four of Wands. Celebration. You know, leaving the tower, coming down to meet up with somebody. Enjoy in, you know, the creative dance of two people deciding, both of them, to make this trek, to somehow push past their inability, sort of in their inability to know it ahead of time. You know, you stay in this position, you can't know it ahead of time. This is a card of, I don't want to know it. You know, it's a little bit like, la, 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 you know, I can't hear it, I don't want to know it, I'm ducking and covering, I'm stuck, I'm stuck, I'm stuck, la, 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 la. Well, this is what's getting blocked. Reunion, warmth. The ability to cut loose from this kind of, contracted place. Tell us about the path forward, the choice. You know, joy over fear. That's the decision, joy over fear, because it's always a choice. We can choose to contract and stay safe in a place that nobody can get into and we can't get out of. Doesn't seem like a choice to me. This is a choice for life. Life force energy, you know, what moves us forward. What moves us forward? Eight of Cups. This is a card of moving towards something, also of leaving something behind. Moving towards something. In that directional energy of Wands, toward the meeting place, toward reunion. Leaving behind the security of the citadel. I retreat into this place to feel safe, but it's also to feel, you know, lonely and outside of life. And look at how pallid this person is. How dark their environment. You know, this is like getting the hell out. There's a migratory love path. And on the board, this goose, the migratory bird, is looking toward that Four of Wands place of reunion. The choice is clear. And another 4. 2 4s are 8. For some reason, like 8 is blocked out of my mind. I've done this a long time. Why is 8 by its strength? You know, it's summoning the strength to hit the road, Jack. It's really weird that the major arcana are out of my brain. There's 12, which is, and I can't even see it, Hangman. Well, that's the card of suspension. And remember at the beginning I said something like maybe the inability to move, that intractable thing, is an important element in the, you know, we have to get sick of it. And evidently we still are healing from something. It's a matter of days before we can get up off this sick bed leave the sick bed and move on towards something more loving and open. It's the only cups card on the board, and it speaks to go. It's time to go. It's the season, that migratory thing, to head here. Whatever it was we were incubating or staying safe from or feeling like we had to avoid by retreating into the tower, it's an earth energy, but it's not the Hermit card, which is also about retreat and earth energy. This is like a tourniquet, cuts off the flow. It creates this pallid, lifeless, it's safe, but it's lifeless. There's a choice to move toward life force. To move from the block, the crossroads we can't get beyond, to heal that mental energy in a kind of retreat. Brief respite from some sort of battle, some sort of hurt, some sort of Three of Swords situation. We have the Two of Swords, the Four of Swords. Three of Swords is hurt, injury, mental anguish, loss, conflict. There's a need for recovery. The block was there for a reason, and I think the lockdown was there for a reason. Something really triggered somebody and they got scared. But boy, is their motivation to, I think once that hangman, implicit hangman, can be a card of sacrifice. To move forward is to leave something behind. There was an attempt to not move and not leave it behind in order to stay secure. And now, like the impulse, the wand's energy, the creative impulse is busting out of this tower place. But it's almost like there's a pause. On Four of Wands. Is this a Four of Cups? Yes, it is. I don't believe it. Do we have all the fours? No, we don't have Four of Cups. It's in my hand. What don't we have? We have Pentacles, Swords, Wands. We have them all. This is a kind of stasis too, in that it's a card of feeling, Cups energy, that the love is out of reach. That's clarifying Four of Wands. It's not out of reach, but it entails taking action. Wands energy. Again, this reminds me of Hermit card. Somebody isolated on the mountaintop, trying to envision that Ace of Cups. And that opportunity, Spirit is just saying, here it is. You're not locked away from it. You're not, the citadel, the doors are open. Open wide. You can go. There's a freedom at hand. A freedom to come together in joy. Inspired, like to create, to co-create with somebody. Fourth, this is really bizarre. This has never happened to me. 15, 16 is Tower. That implicit Tower. We have the 4 fours. Is that implicit Tower in the lockdown. Wow. Wheel. Universe, spirit, your higher self, cooperating with the conditions of the now in your psyche to move forward. Like fully being where you are, long enough to heal, long enough to be inspired to, so you're not scared anymore. You're open to a reunion. The time is right for dancing in the street. I can't remember all the lyrics, but it's a great song, probably from the early 60s. Across the nation, celebration and dancing in the street. It's the time. It's divine timing. There's an opening now. Dancing in the street. I think that however long you've been, it's a long time. What can I say? Tower is liberation from a constricted situation. The universe is like, there's a path, perhaps a karmic path. Everything you've done thus far has set you up for being able to walk through the portal. Go from restriction, by yourself, cut off, afraid, to just cutting loose in the sense of a certain degree of wildness, of like unleashed energy. Wildness, the call of the wild somehow. And it's imminent. You're going to emerge from this seclusion. Four of Swords. And meet up with somebody who's also passing through a portal. I think you guys are mirroring each other. In discovering the way out and the way in. And it's been a long time. Seven of Pentacles. A long time to get out of this fearful place. Something really frightening happened, or something somebody perceived as threatening their security. But nevertheless, it's been growing in the dark in some way. Growing in the dark despite this shutdown, this attempt to cut out the light, into this darkness of Four of Pentacles. The growth is happening nevertheless. Life force is stronger than a force that would inhibit growth. Spirit is busting out. Wheel of Fortune. Eight of Cups. Perhaps this couldn't have happened before now because there was too big of a contraction. Too much fear. But growth will out. Two of Swords, the block, the crossroads. I think the crossroads has been, somebody's walked through the portal. Somebody's leaving a situation that was constrictive. Somebody's walking into a whole new realm of joy. King of Cups. That's on Two of Swords. Somebody's full of emotion about this. Like their heart can't be contained. It's pushing them beyond their fear. It's love over fear. It's love over fear. It's growth over stasis. It's joy over this lack. The heart feeling lonely and with love out of reach. Love is right on the other side of the portal. And I think it's possible, you're dealing with somebody who's scared of their emotion, because King of Swords feels so much, they feel so vulnerable, like their heart is out in the open, is on their sleeve, and is leading them forward, perhaps in spite of themselves. They were afraid to leave something behind that they felt was stable and protective in the past for a long time. But there was great growth, Seven of Pentacles. Investment in, opening this door when the Tower had no door, no way in, no way out. This is a way out and a way in. On Eight of Cups, Three of Swords, which we talked about before. Four of Swords, healing up from this hurt. Moving forward to a higher love, to something that frees us. And, this is, if somebody's alive, if they're moving out of the safe place, of course this is a possibility. It may be leaving a place where this was an inevitability, for the hurt to just happen again and again on a kind of repeat cycle. Being at this crossroads, stuck interminably because somebody was afraid of being hurt. Page of Cups. New love, young love, fresh love, being offered. Being offered. But somebody has to do it, Wands energy. They need to go outside the comfort zone of Four of Pentacles. The plate, oh geez, I'm walking right past the candle. Past the candle, past the fire energy. Out of the security into the, you can't dance in the street if you're hiding in the tower. And this is sort of like the persuasion. Reach for it. It's right there. Spirit is offering you this opportunity. And it's a time you can move forward. I think perhaps the healing has happened. Whatever mental thing was blocking this person, their mind was blocking their heart. For whatever reason, their mind was telling them, duck and cover. You've been hurt before. This is like discovering the path, the love path that leads you out of fear and hurt. The willingness to, I think, somebody's gone through a kind of dark night of the soul, Four of Pentacles, where they felt embattled in that tower energy. I'll stay in the citadel. I can't venture out. This is kind of the, would you come out for this? If somebody offered you love that was right there within your reach, would you come out of heartbreak? It's almost like the lure, but without the sense of like luring somebody to trap them. This is, enabling somebody to see the reward of being brave with your feelings, being vulnerable. One more on Two of Wands? Well, perhaps one more. Oh yeah, this is Queen of Cups. Remember I said you're mirroring each other? Now you're, your hearts are kind of beating in tandem. But, between the two of you, King and Queen of Cups, You're discovering the open door, the freedom to move forward. I think together, all these 2 cards. There's only 1 2 card. Why do I see the potential for more? Are we done? We're done. There's potential for more. There's potential for movement. There's potential for love. There's kind of, you're storing it up. You're recharging the battery. We had the literal battery running out last time. Dancing in the street. Across the nation, a celebration. And it may be that not only are you 2 mirroring each other, you 2 who loved each other, there's abundant love here, but there's a requirement to come forward and be vulnerable with each other. That kicks the wheel. And there's really, there's a feeling of being on the verge. We've been saying that forever, perhaps for 7 years. 4 to 7 years in lockdown. This is almost like a revolving door, the wheel. And once the revolving door lines up with the way out, you can be stuck in the revolving door interminably if you don't, when it lines up, scoot. That cosmic revolving door creates an opening that you both, that's where the second 2 is. 2 of Wands. It's like being able to see it where you didn't see it before, blindfolded. You've healed that visionary aspect. Where is the cup? It's right here. Leave the citadel. Come out of hiding. I struggle with that all the time. I've got a shyness that can be, because I'm wide open in a certain way. So I get shut. Open, shut, open, shut. Am I going to be hurt, Is the juice worth the squeeze? Indeed it is. And I think we're all mirroring that. Across the nation. I'll see you next time. Thanks for subscribing, liking the video, sharing it. That will get this thing circulating on YouTube. It's not. We're stuck in a place. We're stuck in a place. The same people are coming back to watch these videos, and that's wonderful. But let's open the door to the rest of the crew. There's a concept in Buddhism, which I know little about, but love, of Mahayana versus Hinayana, the big ferry boat versus the small ferry boat. Hinayana, small ferry boat, you got to have a certain degree of knowledge and enlightenment before you can get on and cross over. Mahayana, we all need to get on. That's a big ask, but there's something in that across the nation. Let's turn to joy. And we start it right here. We start it. I'll see you later.